All right, welcome back everybody to another episode of the C Squared podcast. We are just about done with the Sinquefield Cup. Couple of events since we last discussed St. Louis Raven Blitz, Sinquefield Cup. A lot of things have happened in those, and that's the end of the Grand Chess Tour. What's up, Fabi?
Yeah, that's the end.
That's the end. It feels like the end, right? It feels like something has just finished. It feels like
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't feel like much continuity in this one. I didn't feel like it was like a tour, for me at least, just like one event after the other. It felt a bit broken up for me.
Why is that? Is it because they were just like closely next to each other in terms of distance?
I don't know. I think it's just
Spread out less.
just a personal. Yeah, it was pretty close. That's true. Because after Zagreb, we had like a relatively short break.
Yeah.
I mean, not too short, but yeah, it was. I don't know. I think it was just a personal thing. Like maybe also at the end my thoughts were a bit scattered. And it was kind of clear after like the first round that probably Alireza is going to win the Grand Chess Tour. So okay, I didn't check out, but I was no longer thinking about like winning it. While before the Rapid Blitz, I was thinking, okay, I'm probably a favorite to win it. But yeah,
It almost feels like this race was kind of decided in two games. It was your game against Anish and your game against Alireza. Because if you didn't lose that game against Anish, you don't split the points.
yeah, that's true. Yeah, I thought it was a bit strange we split the points because I did win the tiebreak, which is a rapid tiebreak, but like the rapid events count for the same as classical. So normally this rapid tiebreak the playoff should be like consequential.
Yeah.
But it was just consequential for money and for FIDE circuit points. So I'm not complaining, of course. I mean, it was important for me that I won, but it just feels a bit inconsistent that this one is not counted for the Grand Chess Tour, but the rapid events was super important. So
Yeah.
anyway, I think Ali Reza definitely deserved to win just because he won two of the last events. So
Certainly did. No. He played well. He really played well. I feel like he probably played the most consistent chess in the last few events at least. He got his fair share of luck, but that's needed.
yeah,
I mean, you cannot win the Grand Chess Tour without a little bit of luck.
I mean everyone had luck. That's the thing.
Everybody had it.
And it always
Rally.
yeah, it tends to balance. I mean, like people will point to this game against Ali Reza and say, okay, this is why I didn't win it. But then you look at like my game against Jan in
Yeah.
particular, and okay, you can't. It's like you can't just single out individual games in the tournament.
No way. No, I feel that's the variance of chess, more or less, and the variance of any competition. Whenever you go up the ranks, you get some luck. Whenever you go down, you get some unfavorable luck, let's say.
Yeah, you'll have these periods of you can call it bad luck. Like for me, bad luck can be that you don't get chances in a
Yeah.
tournament. That's like typical bad luck. Your opponents just play too well. But on the other hand, you kind of have to create your chances. Although it's true that sometimes you try your best and you just don't create chances. But in this tournament, I don't feel like there was a single player who did not have chances. I think it was a very open race. Maybe the player with the least chances was Wesley, if you look at the like missed opportunities. But again, Wesley, he actually did get a lucky break against Jan. He had a strange event. He had like just very bad positions with the black pieces every single game, and he lost a crucial game. But also he was just like much worse losing against Prague, much worse against Ding, worse against Gukesh. It was just like one bad get position after another, and even his defensive skills couldn't save him from all of them.
That's actually an interesting storyline because I felt, especially with his choice of openings, that it's not the usual Wesley that we see. The very solid, choosing the most solid lines, the most safe lines as well. He was taking some risks in the opening, not only with black, also with white. I remember that game against Anish,
Yeah, first round against Anish.
where he played the reverse Benoni structures. He accepted the reverse Benoni structures.
I mean, he had some prep in mind, but I'm not sure what it was exactly against Anish. He maybe felt like he's a bit desperate to like win, to try to get a chance, because it's hard in the openings. You have to take chances with white to get opportunities. But with black, I felt like he just played his normal stuff, and it was honestly like a little bit. I feel like his openings are a bit stagnant. I mean, he's a really great player, but if you look at like last year, he lost to me in the exact same line as the Nimzo. Yeah, he played c5 and he lost from the opening. And now against Noterbeck, he plays c5 against the Nimzo with d3, and he more or less loses from the opening again, the exact same line, more or less in the same round of the same tournament. 1 year apart. And he's clearly struggling like the Bishop G5 Italian against Prague, against Ding, which was surprising. Ding is playing the Bishop G5 Italian. So like you have to work hard to cover your kind of the holes in your chest, if you want to call it that game. Like you have some weaknesses in your repertoire, and he's not, from my perspective, it feels like he is getting in trouble more than he used to with the black pieces, and that's probably down to perhaps like a lack of very concentrated work at it. I guess.
Yeah, if we want to talk about this very specific Bishop G5 line, it seems like a lot of people are gravitating towards that, even against Ding, right? Ali Reza, then MVL also, just for the simple fact that it maintains chances and it maintains the tension. We cannot really simplify that easily with lab.
I mean, this is what I was thinking like a year ago. You have very limited directions in terms of creating a game in the openings, but the Bishop G5 Italian is one of them. Like you take a serious risk with white because you entomb your bishop. Very often you even get attacked with G5, H5, and you could see times when it backfires. But if you actually want to get a game where the computer evaluation is not too relevant because it's just so complicated and people can't figure out the positions, and where it's difficult to analyze, especially because it's not concrete, you go in this direction, and if you're very confident, it can work out. Like Ali Reza, basically his strategy is clear against Ding. He just plays this line. He actually doesn't care about the evaluation of the position, but he figures that it's just like a lot of tension, and eventually Ding will make a mistake. It's entirely what happened in the game. I'm sure that he had basically had a plan before the game that worked out exactly as we saw in the game.
How do you feel about Ali Reza's chess in general? It seems like it's evolving, it's getting more mature, right? He's starting to make better decisions in the opening. It seems like he's starting to cover his grounds, as you just mentioned, much better in the opening phase as well. It definitely helps that he has his coach traveling with him, Ivan Chaparinov, it seems like. There seems to be a good energy between the two, which definitely helps.
It's been clear to me for many, many months that he's playing well. I thought the results at some point would come back for him to, like, okay, it doesn't immediately show, but I could tell that he was working a lot on his openings for already at least 6 months. Even in the candidates, I felt like he was working on his openings, but in the candidates it didn't work out. Like it can't always work out. Okay, he did kind of crash in that tournament, but even after that, I saw in these online events like he was dangerous with the white pieces. He was looking for chances. In Bucharest, I felt he's working hard, and he's definitely one of the more ambitious players. Like for a long time now, his chess doesn't like stagnate in a way that I think a lot of players, you can actually see that it does, and that tends, like, I think Ding is a very good example.
Yeah.
Just like completely stagnant chess and openings for the last 5 years.
Yeah.
I mean, if you look at his loss against Maxime in the last round, or if you look at some of his other openings, he basically has the same openings as 5 years ago. He has the same preparation from the last candidates. He hasn't changed anything. Maxime basically targeted him in a line that he beat, that Ding beat Rapport in the 2022 candidates. Exactly the same approach, knight a5, knight h5. He hasn't, I think, clearly looked at the line since then. I mean, I understand that he's going through a difficult period where it's probably hard to work on chess, but if you don't work on chess, this is what happens. You play the same openings, you get targeted by ambitious players, like Maxime needed to win that game. I think Maxime is also working hard on his chess recently, and his results will improve. They're starting to, but they'll continue. I think he'll be over 2750.
You think he's going to come back?
Yeah, by sometime next year, he'll be over 2750, I think. Ali Reza will continue to have good results. And
a huge weight off his shoulders of Maxime's, because he was really cutting it close and not making it to the next year's GCD.
Yeah, he made it last. Yeah, he needed to win. It was clear. And I know that Maxime
situation.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, a loss didn't actually hurt him as much as a draw compared to a win. And I know Maxime, generally speaking, is like a mathematical guy, so he's looking at the numbers and he calculates before the tournament what he needs. So he was definitely looking at Wesley and him, and okay, it was clear that one of the two is going to get the third place.
Yeah.
and Wesley's ahead, so Maxime has to win. And that's what happened. Wesley failed to protect his +1 score that he achieved at some point. So, yeah, Maxime played overall well.
Did Wesley lose that he lost his +1?
Yeah, Maxime lost to Noterbeck. Sorry, not Wesley lost to Noterbeck in the Nimzo line, the one I mentioned.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, that was just simply too easy.
Yeah,
That was so easy. You beat him in like 15 moves.
and now he lost like.
Now he lost again in 20 moves. Yeah.
No,
That's the line to target Wesley. Okay, I'm sure.
I mean, at some point he needs to fix it, but basically, if you lose in a line, there's no excuse for not like taking it very seriously. I made the same mistake in the past, but yeah, like if you lose in a line, you just like spend all your attention on that line until you're sure that you'll never lose again. Because the other thing is, it's psychologically, if you get it again, if you lose in a line very badly, like he did against me, and then you get it again, and you start to feel stupid over the board if you're not prepared. So you have to like make sure that you don't feel stupid, because then it messes with your head too. And yeah, it was an interesting tournament. I mean, Ali Reza definitely deserved it. He played overall like, yeah, shaky. The start was shaky, but overall it was a good performance, very good performance. And I even had chances to catch up near the end. I just had to beat Gukesh, and I would maybe share first place.
Yeah. No, I mean, you definitely played a very decent event after the first round. After the first round, I mean, he scored +3.
Yeah, third round was.
Could have probably gotten +4, as you just mentioned. So
Yeah, I could have. I mean, okay,
not a bad.
against Jan was very lucky. That was just a gift,
Yeah.
pure gift. Against Noterbeck was semi-lucky. Normally I'm not winning that position, but maybe I'm drawing it. But yeah, I had my share of good fortune, and against Gukesh, I could have won. I had one tactic. If I find that tactic, I'm maybe like 80% to win the game. But I just didn't spot the tactic.
Yeah.
And